This is Wreck My Taste Buds, where we eat stuff.
Hello, podcast world, and welcome to Wreck My Taste Buds.
Woohoo!
This is the show where your friends from Wreck My Podcast try different foods and drinks and give you an honest review on them. Today on the show, first, he's sour, then he's sweet. It's Krager.
I'm very sweet. Hello.
And as you can tell, I am not Jordan, but still takes 3 licks to get to the center of me. I'm Joe.
You do look a bit like an owl.
Well, I'm the Tootsie Roll Pop, not the owl.
Who?
A 3. Now, Krager, I see you have brought some delicious-looking beers over here for us to try. What
Yes.
did you bring?
Well, this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I saw these once. I'm like, ooh, I'm very tempted. But at the time, they're only selling them each flavor in a 4-pack. I'm all like, I just want to try one of each. And then I just was moseying about my local craft brew store. And I saw they had just a 4-pack of each flavor together, mixed together. And I was like, this is a perfect time, well, for the short period I'm back home in California, for us to do a little segment for you guys and try a little fun beer, which is the Arsenal Brewworks Warhead Extreme Sour Warhead Series beer.
Yeah, Warhead beer. Look at that. We got 4 different flavors here.
Yes, we got the blue raspberry,
Black cherry,
watermelon,
and lemon.
yeah, numbers.
Now, for those of you who may not remember, Warheads is a hard sour candy, which came in an assortment of flavors, of which we have 4 of them here. Originally invented in Taiwan, Warheads were imported to the United States in 1993 and quickly became popular throughout the 90s and the 2000s. Many kids would actually challenge each other to see who can put the most of these Warheads in their mouths whilst withstanding the sour flavor.
And not making a face.
Yeah, that was always the hard part, was not making a face, because I gotta say, those were pretty sour.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was at City Walk, and we went to the candy store, and
Sweet Factory?
No, it's sugar.
Oh, yeah, it's sugar. That's the big one now.
And so there were some Warheads there, and my girlfriend Stacy, her sister was like, "Oh, you're gonna do a podcast on those beers," and she bought me like a couple flavors, and I had one, and it wasn't as sour as I remember, but also mine was melted, so I'm thinking maybe because it got melted, it wasn't as sour. So I don't know.
Now, I know you don't like anything spicy, but as a kid...
I love sour.
I love sour? So I take it you were a big fan of Warheads.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, as was I. Did you have a favorite flavor, though?
Oh, anything blue raspberry is the best. I will fight anyone on it. It is the best flavor of candy.
I would actually say the ones that I probably had the most were either blue raspberry or black cherry.
Yeah, I would take watermelon over black cherry, but I mean, blue raspberry, anything, like blue's my favorite color. And blue raspberry, of course, is not a real fruit, but it is the most delicious candy.
Now, with that said, which one of these do you want to start with?
I'm going to let you pick.
Well, since you are a big fan of blue raspberry, why don't we just start off with some blue raspberry action?
Let's do it.
Now, while he's getting that can open, again, as Krager has mentioned, this is from Artisanal Brewworks, which is a brewery located in Saratoga Springs, New York, and is owned and operated by 2 high school students. Shout out Cam, who is no longer teaching high school, but still applies. They actually make a number of different beers and have a wide selection of styles and flavors. And it's including a raspberry chocolate lava cake stout.
Ooh.
Right? Does that not sound incredible? Another one that they actually have is called a Touch of Crunch, which is actually a cinnamon toast crunch inspired red ale.
Oh, I'm down with that. So hard.
Another one that they have, which I want to mention just because I love the name, they have an oat beer, which is called Totes Ma Goats.
Okay, I need that kid. Okay, if you're listening, Marissa from Brew and Bougie, I need you to get that can and make me a candle, because Totes Ma Goats is my life.
The can is actually really cool because the can looks like a tin of the Quaker Oats oatmeal.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I need that in my life.
All right, so let's take a look at what we have here. We have the Warheads Extreme Sour by Artisanal Brew Works. That is a very, very blue color.
It's blue.
Wow.
If I was green, I would die.
Seriously, that is a seriously deep blue color.
Ooh, it has a little bit of the throw-up smell that sours are, but not that much. And it's got like a It has a little bit of a sour smell. I don't know what sour smells like, but it smells sour to me.
It definitely smells sour. I was expecting a little bit more, or I was, wanting to sense a little more fruit to it, but I'm not getting that. It's a lot of sour to the scent.
Well, I say let's find out.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Honestly, I would say that they got it right on the head with Warheads. This tastes like a raspberry Warhead.
It tastes like a blue raspberry Warhead. Blue raspberry Warhead. I'm a little disappointed. I wanted it to be more. I've had more sours. They could have made this more sour.
It could have been more sour. It definitely hits you right away with that sour tones, and
it
makes initial reaction may make you actually make a face.
A little bit.
That
yeah. Ooh, second sip's better. It tastes just like a Warhead. I just had a blue raspberry Warhead like within a week, and it tastes just like it. Like
it really does. It's actually way more of a Warhead taste than a beer taste. I don't even get a lot of beer.
It doesn't taste like a beer at all.
It doesn't. Where like traditional sours,
okay.
I mean, you have the sour taste, but there's still a beer.
That third sip, the first second and a half, it tastes like the sour from a Warhead now. Mm-hmm. The more I drink it, the more sour it tastes.
My saliva's building up from the sour, as if I was actually eating a Warhead.
I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I was nervous, and like this is pretty good.
It actually isn't bad. For anyone who actually likes Warheads and likes the blue raspberry, they will love this beer because that's exactly what it tastes like. It doesn't even taste like a beer.
Each ship gets more sour.
Each shit gets more sour?
Each ship gets more sour. I swear, this is weird. I don't know what to do with myself.
Wow. Can't get over this color, though.
I love it. Oh my god. It's getting more sour each sip.
I mean, Warheads tend to do that. The more you stick them in your mouth, the more sour they would get.
I don't think I've ever had a beer that gets gets better per sip. Like usually the first one's there, and then like you get used to it and may dissipate. This is building each sip.
Yeah. Now, Artisanal Brewworks had stated that for their Warhead collection, it was in collaboration with the creators and the makers of Warhead.
That's awesome. Well, they do have the same...
The official logo. And in fact, the can looks really good. It actually looks like a piece of Warheads. It's very simple. Just got your color, the Warhead logo, and then the flavor. Very minimal. Looks exactly like what you would expect a Warhead beer to look like, essentially. But what Artisanal Brewworks essentially did is they've already made a different assortment of sour beers. And so what they had done is they actually took their primary flagship sour beer, She's Tart, and they modified it a little bit, adding a little additional flavors. And what they did is they actually took out all the lactose in it to try to make it that much more sour and to really increase that pucker power.
It's definitely puckering. Like, I'm puckered. I am at full pucker.
And I'm wondering if that's the reason also why you don't get a lot of the beer taste. It's just...
Is my tongue blue?
It actually is. It's getting there. I bet you if you were to finish that entire can, your tongue would be blue.
I blew myself.
So, what are we thinking about this Warhead's Extreme Sour Blue Raspberry? Is this something that you would drink?
Honestly, I'm really excited. I made some friends out in Georgia who love sours. I think I'm going to have to go pick up a 4-pack of this and bring it with me to Georgia to have them try it because it is quite enjoyable.
Now, could you finish a whole can of this? Because I'm not certain if I could.
I could finish a whole can of this. Yes. But as far as if I were to drink all 4, which we're about to consume roughly, well, a little, because we're saving some for Kate, so she can try them. We're roughly going to have, I'd say, 1.5 cans each, right? Because we're going to have 2 for all of our non-paying customer patrons to listen. And then if you are a Patreon member, or if you want to become one, it's only $1 a month. We will be tasting 2 flavors now and 2 flavors for our Patreon exclusive.
That's right.
So if this is tickling your fancy, you will have to get all 4. You have to go become a patron, and it's as little as $1 a month. This is very minimal. Stimulus checks just popped out. that means it would just make your stimulus check from $600 to $599.
Or you can spend it all on the Patreon if you want.
I mean, I'm not going to ask.
600 subscriptions.
I'm not going to ask you to do it, but if you do it, we will have to do something pretty incredible for you guys. I don't know, maybe.
Oh, we may have to send you some Warhead beer.
Yeah, we'll see. Cam will probably paint you some nude art. You know, Joe and I will film some nude art, and we'll do something for you.
And Jordan will clean the nude art.
And then on top of that, we'll give you a new dart.
Yeah, new dart. No board, though. That's on you.
No, you gotta do that.
All right.
Battery sold separately.
So I think we're in agreement here on the blue raspberry. It's good. It tastes just like a Warhead. Definitely doesn't taste like a beer.
No.
If you were to essentially take a Warhead, make it into a liquid form, that's what you have.
Yeah, add a little. It's not super carbonated, which I like. It's carbonated, but not like super carbonated, which may have enhanced it more. I don't know, but I just really enjoy it. Like, you drink it and like it's very nostalgic. Like, you forget you're drinking a beer. I definitely know I'm drinking a beer, but like,
right.
I forget that it's a beer. I think it's like, yeah, it's like liquid Warhead. That's the best way to describe it. They did what people try to do is whenever it's like, oh, this is like a peanut stout, this is a chocolate stout, this is a coffee stout, like some of them really hit the head in the nose or whatever the term is. This one, and like a lot of them, in my opinion, don't do that. This one tastes like what it is supposed to taste like.
Yeah, they hit it right on the head. Perfect making.
What did this get on Untapped?
Well, I was about to ask, what would you actually rate this as on a scale of 1 to 5 puckers?
Okay, so I will classify this as, for what it is, I would give it a 4.8 out of 5 for what it is, what they set out to make.
Okay, I see what you're saying. What about comparing it to other sours?
Like all other sours, I'd probably give this a 4 to a 4.5. So we'll go 4.25.
Okay.
I'll give it a 4.25 because like this is like, as far as sours go, it's pretty good. Sours are something I can drink several of them and be good. So I don't know. I guess we'll know more after we have the rest of these, because at first I was like, I don't know if I could have a bunch of these. Now I'm kind of like, they're kind of light. They're not.
They are. They're not very heavy at all. I feel like you could just drink a ton of them.
Which
I wonder how
which contradicts what we said earlier. The only thing that I think might get you is heartburn. That might get you. These could be heartburn inducing.
I could see the sour in large quantities can have an effect on the stomach as well.
But as some would say, I think it's time for us to move forward and try the next flavor.
Well, before we do that, I think I would give this a 3 as well.
A 3?
A 3. Untapped actually has this as a 3.67.
Do you want to read more?
I mean, there's not much more information out about this beer. It does have a ABV of 5%, which is pretty low for the most part. I mean, it's essentially the same as your popular seltzer drink or low-carb beer. But still, not bad. As I've said before on these casts, I'm not the biggest sour fan, so typically I would rate this a little lower. In the grand scheme of things of sours, it's not terrible. I would like a little bit more of a beer taste. But I honestly can't really see myself ordering this in any outgoing social event.
Oh, I would.
You would?
I just like sours a lot, though. Like I said,
that's true.
Remember, I said I love sour candy. So I especially being out in Georgia, they have a lot of sours for sale out there, and I've tried a bunch of them, and I really like sours. Are one of my go-to out there to drink.
Okay. Now, what would you want to try next?
I mean, might as well just go along the list. I do think lemon should be the last one because that might be the most sour.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
So lemon should definitely be the last one. So you said I like blue raspberry. You like black cherry. I say we go black cherry. And then we'll save watermelon and lemon for the patrons.
Yes, and if you do want to listen to that review of the watermelon and the lemon, again, that'll only cost you $1. And you'll get access to our entire Patreon library, which is just chock filled of goldness.
I love gold.
All right, so we got the black cherry getting poured out. Very similar to the blue raspberry. This thing is very rich in color. While he's pouring that, we can also mention that you are able to get all of Wreck My Podcast's merchandise over on Redbubble. Just go ahead and go to redbubble.com, search for Wreck My Podcast. You'll find all of our merchandise there, including a shirt with Krager's face on it.
It looked like this.
All right, let's give this black cherry a taste.
Oh, yeah!
Wow, that smell. That is like pure cherry.
it's very cherry.
Wow. The other one had much more of a sour scent and not a lot of raspberry, but this smell is very cherry.
This smells like a cherry.
Ah, I actually would want that in a candle. That smells great.
Doesn't taste as cherry.
No, way more of a cherry scent than it does a cherry taste. And honestly, this isn't even as sour as the blue raspberry one.
It's not. I wonder if one beer is all you can have because it just like destroys your palate.
Yeah, and ruins it for the rest. Interesting. Let's try that again. Still.
Are you trying breathing out as you swallow?
I did not. Does that make a difference?
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Well, I know it normally makes a difference in beer, but
I think it made a little bit of a difference. I can't tell. It might just be one of those things where it's building as you take more sips.
I gotta be honest, I'm a little disappointed with this black cherry flavor.
Yeah, because like blue raspberry was just like on the nose. Perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was exactly what you would expect from a blue raspberry Warhead. This black cherry one, lacking in sour, lacking in cherry flavor. Not even exactly sure what I'm drinking here.
It's definitely getting a little more sour, but yeah, this doesn't even taste like a cherry that much. I'm not even sure what I'm tasting.
Yeah. Well, you want to try to see if it's any different from the can?
Not really.
No. Not good enough for Krager to even try it from the can. That
don't
should
think
say
so.
something there. Wow, I'm very disappointed with this black cherry one.
Yeah, that was your favorite, and I especially considering blue raspberry was such like right what you were expecting. It kind of built your expectations for black cherry, and it's kind of a
letdown.
Underwhelming.
Definitely. Man, if you're going to go for the Warheads and you only have blue raspberry or black cherry to choose from, go blue raspberry all day. Man. I'll take back what I said earlier. I could drink an entire blue raspberry can. This black cherry, I mean, I can do it. I'm not going to be happy about it.
It literally tastes like a sour beer that doesn't have a distinct flavor. It's like a fruit.
That's actually very accurate.
It doesn't have a distinct flavor. Like I'm almost getting apple.
Yeah, it's way too subtle of a black cherry. If you had this as an option on a menu, go with almost any other sour. If you have Pocock's Trade Secrets, go for that, because that's going to destroy this.
It tastes like a flat apple sour stored next to a cherry.
That makes sense, because like the blue raspberry, it's not very carbonated.
No.
Which, granted, I like that. I like that it's not heavy on the carbonation.
Yeah, now that I'm an old crotchety man, I need the less carbonations in my belly. Make me feel less bloated.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. So how would you rate this bad boy?
Let's see, out of a 5, that's a sub 3 for sure. I might even put that down like a 2 to a 2.5.
Yeah, I was thinking about a 2 as well.
Yeah.
2, 1.5 maybe even. It's not the best sour. Doesn't even have that much of a sour for a beer that's supposed to be a Warhead. Doesn't even have that much flavor.
The last sip got a little
Very
more sour I
disappointing.
just had. A little more sour, but yeah, as far as ranking it goes, I was just thinking it might have to be even lower than a 2, because this would have to be the only, if I really, really want a sour and this was the only sour available, that's when I'm not going to spend money on this ever again. Well, I am. I'm going to buy the 4-pack for people to try.
Speaking of that, how much was the 4-pack? If you don't mind saying.
A numerical value.
Was it a high or a low numerical value?
I don't remember. I believe.
Did you buy it here or in Georgia?
I bought it at a Michael's Liquor.
Oh, okay.
Everyone go to Michael's Liquor. And if you're in Santa Clarita, Michael's Liquor on Soledad Canyon across the street from Home Depot and next to the sex shop.
It's true. That is great for all the people that are listening, all members who do not live in Santa Clarita.
Especially you, Big Chuck. Okay, let me deduce, because I bought a lot from Michael's that night. I believe...
Is this the same day that you went to go get Fall of Troy?
Yeah, I got 2 4-packs of Fall of Troy. I got this, and then I think I bought Stacy a bottle of wine.
Nice.
So I ended up spending like $70 there. So if my memory serves, I would assume, because I know the Fall of Troy's where I think we're close to $20. No. Yes. So I'd say this is probably between $15 and $20 for the 4-pack.
Interesting. Depending on how the watermelon and lemon are, it may or may not be worth it. If it is a 4-pack of black cherry, that is not worth it.
No. But if we can get 3 out of 4, 100%, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 would recommend. Because you can't give it a full 10 out of 10. But if 3 out of the 4 hit, I will give you a 9 out of 10 would recommend. Right. And I would give you a 10 out of 10 would recommend Nostalgia getting a 4-pack of the Blue Raspberry.
Yeah, well, I'm still making the argument. It's a lot of sour, a lot of Blue Raspberry. If you really like Warheads, go ahead. But it's a lot.
If you like
light and heaviness, so that you're not going to get feel full or bloated afterwards. But
what you should do is, if you like sours, you should get it. If you like Warheads, you should get it. If you really like Warheads and you really like sours, it's a must try for this Warhead, at least the Blue Raspberry flavor.
Yeah.
The 2 other flavors, it is TBD for our paying customers.
Yeah, speaking of, let's get started with this watermelon and lemon. But before we do, again, in order to listen to that review, you will need to be a Patreon member. You can join Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and you'll get access to all our Patreon content. Gregor, thank you so much for bringing this.
It was my pleasure. I've been wanting to do this since I've heard these came out like months ago.
Oh, I know. There's so many great little novelty beers that have been coming out lately. Granted, they're hit and miss.
They are hit and miss, but when I was in Michael's Liquor, seriously, I not a sponsor, but if you're in Santa Clarita, go to Michael's Liquor. If you want to spend money. If you don't want to spend money, don't go to Michael's Liquor. Because if you like trying new things like I do, it was hard for me not to just spend $200 there. Because there are so many different types of cool beers to try.
They have an excellent craft beer selection. You're going to find things there that you won't find anywhere else.
Yes, indeed. And on that note, we will bid you adieu.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening. You can listen to all of Wreck My Podcast as content anywhere you get podcasts, really. You can also find us on YouTube. Don't go to Twitter. Jordan doesn't use that anymore. But you can also find us on Instagram. I don't think we have a Facebook.
I don't know.
LinkedIn. That's a thing.
We need to get our Discord popping.
That might be something you maybe want to be ask Jordan to be in charge of.
We'll float out. If you guys agree with that, message us in. Cole, you have nothing better to do. Just say something.
I still want to do the Wreck My Podcast OnlyFans account.
I think we should do that.
I think we should too. We'll make our calendar.
Oh, who doesn't want to see this hairy belly? I'll tell you what. But on that note, Veer saying goodbye.
Yes, thank you so much for listening again. This is Wreck My Podcast. We out.
Okay, bye.
I like food, food tastes good. I like food, food tastes good. Juicy burger, juicy fight. Chili, baby, Robin style. Teenage girl, what type of two? Got my way or I'll eat too. I like food, food tastes good. I like food, food tastes good. Girls and I'm back at eating. I like food, food tastes good. I like food, food tastes good.